word that you have heard before, but it has no meaning to you.
You hear on the news and you say, oh, those poor people, and
I was the dad that was like, oh no, he's just a typical boy.
And then, boom, it is what it is, you know.
We knew something was wrong, but it was just really hard to get a definite answer from anyone.
It took us 5 months to get into a developmental pediatrician to tell us that our son had autism.
It's just something that you can't control, and you wish that it could be happening to you instead of your child.
We didn't have any scope of what to expect or what this journey was going to be like.
it's basically, okay, your son's autistic, good luck. I mean, that is really the way it was. They gave us some recommendations, but...
Yeah, there was no guidance.
You know, they don't give you the, oh, your son has autism packet where they explain everything you need to do next, and really I just felt like I was free-falling.
She couldn't handle going to a restaurant.
It was just everyone will look at you like, can't you take care of that child? What is going on with you? Which anybody who has an autistic child knows what I'm talking about. The stares, the looks you get like, oh my gosh, can't you control her?
Because for people that don't have an autistic kid to not know what they need is, whew, something else.
The first stage is just like, you know, wow. But then once it really sets in on you what it is, it's more, not that she's autistic, it's more of the financial devastation that comes with everything she requires.
We did it out of pocket, and it was expensive. Our savings was gone. We had a second mortgage to the house, the whole thing.
We had accumulated, and we have accumulated, well over $100,000 in medical bills that we are still paying off.
A tall letter or a decent letter? Good. What number?
She was in the public school system because that's all I thought that there was. I didn't know there were schools like this.
When we went and viewed them, it was 25 kids to one teacher and one aide, and there was an autistic child in their class, and he's playing by himself and staring off into space.
The school that he was at prior to this, every day on the way to school he would cry, and every day when I'd pick him up he would cry, and he hated it. He was not succeeding there, and he went there through his kindergarten year, and in his kindergarten IEP, they basically told us that he had made no progress in the entire year. And our question was, then why did we send him here? You know, what can we be doing different?
They don't have the services in public school that you get here. The services here are complete. They are all day. It's not just an hour like you would get in a public school. It's a small group, a class of 10 with 4 teachers in the classroom, and all the services right here at one place. It's awesome. I couldn't think of another place, a better place for a child with autism to be than here.
This school is ABA based, which is one of the other reasons we came here.
It's amazing. They knew, which I should have expected, but they knew from the second we walked in what it was he needed, how to force him to look him in the face and say, hi, miss whoever, and you know, voice his wants. I mean, that happened almost instantly.
This is critical for a child's, you know, development, and I don't think we'd be anywhere near where we are now with Matthew without having an environment like this. It's focused on, you know, his needs.
Teaching to the masses is not what we can do with kids who have autism.
We can't just sit them in a corner in a city classroom somewhere and expect them to reach any of their potential.
Here, if she needs a visual prompt, if she needs pictures to show her what her schedule is, they absolutely will provide it because they know these kids have to have it. They know these kids have to be taught differently from even other special need kids.
It's the best thing that could have ever happened to us. I really believe, you know, there was a guardian angel that came out when we moved here, that it was all for a purpose, and obviously this school has helped all the children that have come to it.
Thanking the flowers, little bunny hopped away.
We have this thing, I have a lot of autistic parents that are my friends now, and we have this saying called just keep swimming, and I think that's true, you know, just hang on. It'll be a long, but if you believe that this is where your child needs to be, you need to hang on and wait for the opening, because if you believe it, it's true.
My children were participating in the feeding program here, and they had just recently made very significant progress. And I told the psychologist that I was standing in my kitchen the night before, and a funny feeling came over me. I could not identify it, and then I realized it was happiness. I just had not felt it in so long that I could not recognize it immediately anymore. And that was the first inkling of hope that I had in a long time, that my children were in the right place, that they were going to able to be successful. And the ability to feel successful is what I want for my children and what every parent wants for their child.
She truly has friends that I never thought she would understand what friendship is. She recently asked if she could invite one of her friends from the class to church with us because she sees her older sister doing that. That was huge. That was about 2-3 weeks ago.
We were in McDonald's, actually the first time he ever talked to another child, and my husband and I both cried. It was silly, but he went up to another little boy and told him his name, and it was fantastic.
We like to wrestle every night. I used to wrestle, so that's the thing we like doing. I did it with my dad when I was little, and now without any prodding, you know, Hal will come up to his brother and just start wrestling with him, want to play. And before Helping Hands, he never did that at all. He would stay off by himself, and in fact, he'd kind of get upset if his brother would engage him, but now he's the one engaging his younger brother.
He had like 7 words when we first started here. Now, you know, we're working on 4- and 5-word sentences. It's just so huge.
It's a cat house.
It looks like people are enjoying themselves while they work here. And I'm sure that there's struggles, as there is in any job, but the perception is that they're here for a mission and they're here to serve a purpose.
I just feel so much genuine gratitude for the staff here.
When you have somebody that can teach and get through to your child and really actually love your child, that's what we see here. I mean, the people love their job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the biggest. You know, every day you come here and you're greeted with smiles, and you know, it feels really warm, and you feel your child is safe.
These kids are going to be able to, I think, go out into the world and be functioning part of the community as they get older.
I wish I could go back in time, you know, and, you know, tell myself, yeah, just hang on, because once he gets going, you know, he's going to be fine. And I'm excited to see what he's going to be like a year from now, because just the past 2 months have been incredible.
At this school, they found a place to belong, but that place is really in the hearts of the teachers and the therapists here. And any parent who is fortunate enough to come here, or anyone who has the opportunity to support an institution of this nature, will be doing good for so many children who need it, and so many families who are struggling with something that is going to take a community, a group, in order to address and to make the best life possible for a great number of children who need it.
A poem for Helping Hands. My beautiful boy, born perfect and true. Autism, what is that? Now what do I do? Suffering and anger are never a choice. I must act now to bring back his voice. It's become quite alone on the inside of him. His time in life have become one big stim. ABA therapy starts working, but progress is slim. Erin Neely knew what would work best for him. I took her, my baby, with his gaze still afar, and she worked her magic with her voice and guitar. In months he was speaking, amazing but true. The music, the instruments, they worked. Who knew? And into our lives, Abby David did walk and mixed up the music with her amazing kid talk. Hope is abundant, my spirit flies high. I now know my son can reach for the sky. Helping Hands was born, not a moment too late. The opportunities here are nothing but great. OT music, social group speech. Now the world for these kids is within their reach. Erin, Abby, and staff have been put to the test. It's unanimous with our family. Helping Hands is the best. Thank you, Helping Hands, for all that you do. Nobody anywhere compares to you. So enough of me and all of my talk. Helping Hands Center, you totally rock.